lookup? When do I use vertical lookup? When do I use horizontal lookup? So this is a vertical lookup, because at the end of the day, this person wants me to look for information of a particular team, and the teams are arranged in form of what here? A column downwards, a column downwards. So then automatically this becomes a V lookup, a vertical lookup. Now I would want us, I don't know whether here we have got people who love football like myself. I never used to love football long time ago, but somebody told me that if you want to become a great manager, you must watch this football. You must know the strategies that these football managers use for them to be able to win some of these champion leagues, right? And I have some teams that I really follow. Do we have anybody here who loves football? Do we have anybody here who loves football? I wanted to choose something that all of us in this case here will be quite aware of. Do we have anybody who supports Manchester United? Is there anybody here who is a great supporter, fanatical supporter of Manchester United or Arsenal? Julius Werner, Arsenal. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, talk of Chelsea, Manchester City, great. Ole out. No, Chelsea. Thank you very much. Now, assuming you've gone for some interview, these guys have given you this kind of data. And then they ask you, you know, this one I'll be able to see very easily because these are very few rows. These few rows I'll be able to pick. If they tell me, for example, they want Liverpool, I'll be able to pick Liverpool very fast and then tell you quite a lot about Liverpool. Tell you that Liverpool, for example, is an English team. It never played the Champions League here. It played 38 games and it earned 84 points in total. These are quite few teams. But you see, in Excel, they can even give you an Excel sheet that has got 14,000 rows. They can give you an Excel sheet that has got 14,000 rows. And out of those 14,000 rows, they may only need you to give them information of one row, They may only need you to give them information of one row. So the question is, how will you be able to navigate through? I normally sympathize, especially for these senior roles, CFO. At times, of course, given my position, you will get some serious organizations calling me to be part of their interviewing panel, especially for the senior levels. So you get a great CFO who has been a CFO out there coming into wanting to change, for example, jobs to get into a serious organization, serious role. So they come, these guys are quite articulate in all other areas apart from Excel. And why they ignore Excel mostly is because most of us tend to rely on these accounting systems like SAP, QuickBooks, which is too basic, right? Which is good. But you see, at the end of the day, as I told you, Excel is the mother of all these systems. And that is why if you go to SAP today, SAP today, you will see SAP has got an exporting icon. And mostly the SAP information you export it to Excel for purposes of what here, drawing graphs, for purposes of what here, coming up with trend analysis. So at the end of the day, regardless of the model that you are using here to analyze your, to do your financial reporting, at the end of the day, you need to be so good in terms of what here, in terms of Excel. Now, before I show you what I want to show you tonight, is there anybody here who is an advanced user of Excel? Do we have anybody here who is an advanced user of Excel? Advanced user means that when you talk of macros, you know what macros are. When we talk of index match, you know what index match is. When we talk of, for example, we have given you a trial balance, and then we tell you out of this trial balance, please go ahead and give us an income statement, a balance sheet, using the sum ifs. So you have a trial balance, like myself, using a sum ifs function, I'll be able to give you the income statement, statement of financial position right away in 5 seconds. Sum ifs. So do we have anybody who is an advanced user of Excel? Because I would want this student here to, first of all, demonstrate something here to us. Anybody who can volunteer, demonstrate something to us who is an advanced, I'm so sure there must be somebody here who uses Excel at the workplace, especially somebody who is working with the big four, PwC, Deloitte, KPMG, Ernst & Young. Is anybody who is an advanced? Lynette Okiambe, and Lynette used to be my student of Excel, if I'm not wrong. Great. Lynette Okiambe does not seem to be, or she's a student of mine in section 5 right now. That name sounds familiar. So before I ask Lynette to do something here for us, before I ask Lynette to do something for us here, because I have to send us some Excel worksheet, allow me to just show you something very small, which will take me 5 minutes. So I've gone to the interview, and then these people ask me out of this column, they would want me to give them information about a team called Lazio here. So then what I'll do, I'll come by the side and copy these column titles, all of them, these titles, I copy them here. And then I'll come and type the team that they want me to look for. Well, once I type the team that they want me to look for, I'll come here under the country, put my cursor there, and then activate my Excel. How do I activate Excel? By using the equals. It's either use equals or plus. Amateurs use plus. You always press equals. So once you press equals as an activation thing, now it is asking you to give it a function that you would want to apply. Which function do I want to apply? It's called VLOOKUP. Now listen, I love Excel myself. Once I start punching there VL, already Excel has sensed what I want to do. They know that I want the function called VLOOKUP. Once it pops up, like now it is popping up as a VLOOKUP in blue. Ikiwa blue, inamaanisha I tab. I don't have to continue in this case of typing. I'll come and tab. So when I tab like that, I can see VLOOKUP has gone to the cell. VLOOKUP has gone to the cell. So is there somebody who is able to see the tab function? Tab function in your computer nile kuna mishale mbili. Ile kwa juu ya caps lock. Mishale ingine hivi, get on my tab function. It's a very important function whenever you want shortcuts over. Is there anybody who is able to see the tab function? Please, I would want to see your yeses. I would want to see your Y's. Tab function. Tab function. Grace anasema yes. Grace anasema yes. Grace anasema yes. Lawrence, yes. And then please, ikiwezekana, usikawai ingia class ya Excel kama ile ambayo nitakwambia uingie kama una laptop. And laptops nowadays have become what you say, even desktops, they've become necessities given the situation we found ourselves in. Now everything is going virtual. It will be very important for us to do an investment in laptops. Great. Because they are inevitable. We need them. Great. So once I've been able to tab like that, and then you will allow me, I know it's quite not an easy concept, especially for somebody who is seeing this for the very first time, but it will allow me to go to the end, and then later on, I'll be able to do what here to come back. Now, so we look up. What do they want me to look up for? They have given me the formula here. We look up into bracket, you can see the parenthesis, lookup value. So lookup value, I'll pick on Lazio, is the team that they want me to do what here? The team that they want me to research on. After lookup value, then we have the comma. And then from there, they want me to give them the table array. The table array, this is the entire table that is to be highlighted. The one that contains my Lazio team, the entire table here. So this entire table, I'll come and say shift, and then using the side arrow. Using the side arrow, using the down arrow, I'll be able to highlight like that very fast. But I can highlight it manually. I'll be able to show you many shortcuts of doing this, right? And then after table array, what do they want me to do there? They want me to put a comma there. After that, they want me to come and give them a column index. What do I want about Lazio? I want to know the country that Lazio is found in. Country is column number 2. Country is column number 2, so I'll come and say 2 there. After column index, I'll come and say comma. Now they're asking me, you gentlemen, What do you want at the end of the day? If we don't find Lazio, can we approximate for you? 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 I don't want approximations. In finance, we don't love approximations. In finance, we love exact matches. So in finance, we love exact matches. Exact match in false. So if you don't want approximations, you simply say false. I'll come and put the blue is there. The blue says false, exact match, and then I'll be able to tab. I tab like that. I told you the first round, I'm simply moving pretty fast for you to see exactly what is going to be happening. But of course, later on in the second instance, I'll be able to move now slowly like that. Now listen, from there, of course, I can see after the range lookup, I'll be able to put a bracket, so close bracket like that. And then I say enter. When I say enter, this thing has returned something very powerful. It has told me that Lazio is an Italian team. Lazio is an Italian team. Now listen before I start repeating for purposes of teaching you. You know, right now I'm simply moving across for you to get the general feeling, for you to get the general feeling, of what is happening, right? So I'm just moving very fast, and then later on for purpose of teaching, I'll be able to move very slowly so that I can show you exactly how do we use VLOOKUP in accounts. Now listen, here I am. I will come, ladies and gentlemen, here, move back there. So here we are, Italy. So I'll come back to this cell where we have Italy there. There is something very important that still has to be done. There is what we call fixing cells, dollar referencing. So like now, if I come back to this formula of mine, this is something that I would really love to explain very well. When I come to this formula of mine here, back to this formula of mine, there is something I would want us to appreciate. This H, sorry, I have to take this back, I'll lead down a little bit. Yes. So you see there is this H here. This H happens to be an external column. It is a column that I'll be referencing, I'll be making reference to. Every time as I shift my Excel with my Excel to the right, I go to I go to J, I'll be making reference to these teams. So then H has to be dollar referenced. So how do we dollar reference H? I'll say shift 4. So when I say shift 4, I hope you guys are able to see the dollar sign has come before H. I'll be able to explain to you why we need that dollar referencing. The other place I need a dollar reference is before this table array. Before this thing that is in red, I will need a dollar reference because the entire table has to be fixed so that as I move to my right, the entire table does not shift. The entire table will remain. So I would need, ladies and gentlemen, to dollar reference there everything. To dollar reference there everything. I've been able to dollar reference here 12. I've been able to dollar reference F. I also need the dollar references for this B3. Don't worry. I'm just giving you a brush walkthrough, and then later on, I'll be able to repeat everything like that. That's it. And then I'll come and say here, enter. So still it is telling me Italy. Now this is where Excel comes in. This is what I called to teach you tonight. Although I haven't started teaching you. The power of Excel is the power to copy a function. Is in the power of copying a formula. So what I need to do is to come and copy this formula by dragging this small plus, by dragging the small plus. So I'll drag like that to the right, like that. When I drag like that, what am I seeing? I'm seeing Italy, 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 right? Where have I gone wrong? I haven't gone wrong. I haven't gone wrong at all. The only thing that I need to do is to come back to the second Italy. I know here there is a problem. Why? Because when you look at the second Italy, look at this column. You know, the column, we fixed column 2 for the country. And yet now the column has changed. The column has changed to 3. So I need to come and get back to that 2. I backspace a little there, and then I say 3. And then I say enter. When I say enter, now it's able to tell me that Lazio Champions League, haikucheza. And if you come to Lazio here, inakwambia Champions League, no, haikucheza. So I'll come and again jog around with this. This is supposed to be a column 4 because we counted 1, 2, 3, 4. This is supposed to be column number 4. So come there, you delete that, you say 4, you say enter, right? You can see this told me that Lazio played 38 games. And if you come back here, you'll be able to see that Lazio played 38 games. So the last one here for Italy, I'll come and do the same. I'll come here and say column number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll come and say here column number 5. Please, I know I'm moving pretty fast, and I told you the reason. In Excel, first of all, you have to show the students the picture. So I have to start by showing you the end, and then I'll be able to revert back, take you through the journey. Because once you see the end, for Excel is not like the other, like financial management. We have to start by introducing portfolio management. No. In Excel, it is the end which matters. It's the end which matters. So first of all, I have to rush to the end, and then I'll come back just like in a relay and pick you, and then I take you to the knowledge area. So ladies and gentlemen, here we are, right? So if you look at this, it has told me that Lazio, everything about Lazio now is correct. Lazio is an Italian firm, no Champions League, games played were 38, 56 points were earned. I love Excel because of this. Now listen, if I was to just highlight the top row for Lazio, I'll be able now, using any team that I have down here, I'll be able to scroll down. When I scroll down, I can see now this thing is able to return correct metrics for Bayern and Fiorentina. So I can see Bayern from like now here, Bayern is what here, somebody Bayern is a German team. Yes, Champions League. You can see everything is correct, 34, 90 points. You can see Fiorentina. And why do I love now this VLOOKUP? It's a powerful function. Because now, if these guys have been able to automate, I've been able to automate my Excel search engine, when I come down here where you are seeing not applicable, I can put any team. So if, for example, somebody comes from nowhere and then asks me, what about now information of Arsenal? I don't have to start from first principles. Mine, I'll only come and say here, Arsenal. I'll simply come and say Arsenal, and then I say enter. The thing is able to give me all the information like that. So that is the end thing of this particular what here function called VLOOKUP. So before I start now teaching you about this VLOOKUP, is there somebody who has been able to see the end of it? Even if it's vaguely, is there somebody who has been able to see the end of it? Like what will be expected? Is there anybody who has been able to see the end of it? Not knowing, but just seeing the end of it. You simply say, why, therefore, yes, just seeing the end, seeing the end, seeing the end. Seeing the end. It's the most interesting thing. If there is anybody who assisted me in my life, it is some gentleman called McPhee of Strathmore. You must be knowing McPhee of Strathmore. So one time I paid him a visit in his office, and then he asked me, what are you doing? I told him I'm doing this and this for some construction firm. How much are you earning? He's quite inquisitive. I told him, and then he told me, you are earning that low, those peanuts, because you don't know Excel. Go and look for a course called Excel and the financial model. And I took him seriously, and I did that. And since I did that, of course, the sky has been my limit. When you know Excel very well, trust you me, there is nobody who will be able to pay you peanuts outside there, because Excel is an opener in this industry. And that is why I normally get students really crying that CPA is bad, that this pack is not helping their members. No, it is you who does not want to invest in your own self-development. So you get somebody, for example, even something basic, like now, I was in some place, I'll not tell you where, then I got somebody, for example, we have here the month of June, we have the month of July, we have a few things here. For example, we have 1, we have 2 down there, we have 2 down there. So then, of course, once I do that, Excel is so powerful. Excel has already sniffed that I want some series there. So I don't have to keep on saying 1, 2, 3. No, you're able to do it automatically. So from there, I'll come and just put some arbitrary numbers here. For example, 10, for example, 12, for example, 16, 18, whatever, for example, 19, actually those are too many numbers. These are too many numbers. I don't need all of this to do my demonstration. So I'll come and delete these. Don't need them. Right, and then for July, I can talk of 20. I can come and talk of 25. I can come and talk of 30, whatever, 45. I can come and talk of 56 like that. Sasa unakuja unapata mwanafunzi, unamwambia mwanafunzi atifanya namna gani, just give me the sum. Could you kindly try, I wrote this July funnily, by the way, could you kindly give me the summation? This summation at 10 plus 12 plus 18 plus 19. Could you kindly sum for me, even if you're summing it up manually? Kindly sum for me, kindly sum for me. Kindly sum for me. Kindly sum for me. Are you able to get the summation? I'm waiting. Are you able to get the summation there? 59, thank you very much. Is there anybody who knows a shortcut of getting that summation? Is there anybody who knows a shortcut of getting that summation in Excel? If you want to sum, a shortcut. Because in Excel, if you don't know shortcuts, you really don't know the power of Excel. Is there anybody who knows the shortcut there? Let me just try to see. Thank you very much, Penina. It's Alt, right? Yes, 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 yes. Wanasema wengi yes. Kuna shortcuts mingi. Sile kitu kusema ati auto sum. Hapana, hapana. Sio kitu kusema auto sum. Ukisema tu for example alt plus. Ukisema alt plus, hiyo kitu ishajiondoa namna hiyo. Inakupatia 59. Alt plus. Ukisema tu alt plus. Ukisema alt plus, unaona ukija kama kwa hii ya pili. Ukisema alt with a plus, inakuandikia formula. Imesum zote. So kazi yako ni kusema tu enter namna hiyo. Lakini hata mwanafunzi akifanya hivyo, saa zingine unajua hajajua Excel sana. Nakwambia. Sababu mwanafunzi mzuri anajua in most cases these guys would want you to add both ways. To add both ways. So to add both ways, what do I need to do? To add both ways, what do I need to do? Number one, I need to come and highlight the numbers to be added. Right? Right? And then you will come and hold the shift function. You use the arrow, the right arrow. You hold onto the shift. You hold on to the shift like that. You use the side arrow, the side arrow that side, and then you use the down arrow. You're able to see the column is there. This row has been introduced and this column has been introduced like that. After that, I'll come and say now Alt plus. When I say Alt plus, what are you saying? It has been able to give you the total downwards and the total across. The total, beautiful thing. Excel is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Excel is a beautiful thing. Hebu fanya kwa yako tuende kuweza kufanya vile nimefanya kwanza ya kuadd. Hebu fanya kwa yako kwanza. Fanya kwa yako kwanza tuende kama unaweza ukafanya jameni. Andika tu numbers chache. So like when you are doing your quarterly reports, at times they would want the row totals and the column totals. Row total and the column total. Row total and the column total. And that is the way to go. That is the way to go. If somebody has been able to do that, could you kindly share your screen with me? Kindly, if somebody has been able to do that, could you kindly share your screen with us? Just a few numbers. Na uzuri wangu ni kufunza Excel. Mimi nakufunza Excel for accountants. I don't teach you Excel for statisticians. Right? Right. Kuna siku ambayo nilifanya CSR, nikalipisha shilingi 500 pekee. Wanafunzi walikuwa wengi sana. Hiyo CSR sitawaifanya siku nyingine. Saizi ile offer iko ni ya 4000. Ni ya 4000. 4000 kuna class inafaa kuanza kesho. Offer iko ni ya 4000. Right? Of course, for those of you who have ever attended Advanced Excel, for those of you who know Advanced Excel, most people charge up to 80,000 to give you that content. And at the end of the day, because most of them are not accountants, they're not able to give you exactly what you can use at your workplace. So mimi na charge 4,000. Amna hiyo na ukitaka kuja kwa hiyo class ya Excel, unapiga simu kwa ile namba yetu ya 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000. Kuna class ambayo inaanza kesho na it's a music class. Tunafanya saa 1 mpaka 7:45. Yeah, 2 weeks tutakuwa umeiva hiyo maneno, tumeenda kwa vitu tofauti tunakupatia certificates 4,000. Ama mungetaka nifanye ile ya 500. Pauline Njeri, thank you very much. These are the kind of students we like. She's been able to share her screen, so please put the totals. Ama uongeze, thank you very much. Thank you very much, April. Haina shida, speta mimi nilikosea spelling, haina shida. Haina shida. Great, I can see. Ashafinya ile kitu ya shift maaro ameshaweka tayari. Naona amefinya alt plus enter. Genius. So unakuja hapo unafanya some kind of arranging your work to be nice. So like you can write on top of their total, you make them bold, right? And there you are. Now you can tell the directors here, I think they have given you a very tough job. There is nothing there. So, ladies and gentlemen, the other inquiry that I normally get from students, there are students who will keep on telling me, thank you very much, this great lady, thank you very much. Thank you very much. There are students who keep on telling me that, Mwalimu, why don't you teach me physically? Honestly speaking, this Excel, can you compare being taught Excel in a physical classroom and being taught Excel using Zoom? Zoom is the real thing. Like now you're able to share your screen and so many people are able to see at the same time. People will be able to criticize you, right? So it is the best thing. This is the best thing. This is the best thing. The best way is to study this Excel online. To study this Excel online. To study Excel online. Now, there is something that I have to show you before I tell you what we shall be doing next. There is something that I have to show you before I tell you what we shall do next. What we shall do next. So there are so many students who want those notes of the health check, right? So many students who want these notes of the health check. I'll be able to provide them. Remember, as I told you, I'm a mentor of who? A mentor of accountants. It's something that I've been doing for so long for free, but I feel that now I need to start doing what here? Charging for people to take it seriously, because when you tell them it's free of charge, like today, I expected to get like 200 people, there are only 70. I'm so sure it's because of what here I never charged. This is something that I cannot end my class without speaking about. These people keep on telling us that, Mwalimu, how comes I have a master's, I even have a PhD, and yet my employer is paying me like 150,000 Kenya shillings. What could be wrong? Most of them have not known really what is expected of an accountant out here. If you want to be an accountant who has got a very competitive edge, an accountant who is at the blue ocean, operating at the blue ocean where you are in your own world. If it's consultants you are doing, you're charging over 2 million, 3 million for small assignments, and you're able to deliver and people are able to get value for their money, you have really to look at these skills. So first of all, this accountant of the future must know that we are going to run companies out there, companies that are not going to fail tomorrow. They must be what we call sustainable organizations. Sustainable organizations. These are organizations whose going concern will never be a problem, will never be in doubt, will never be in doubt. And how do you do that? Number one, you must be a sustainability trailblazer. A sustainability trailblazer. Remember, sustainability reporting is that reporting that uses what we call the 3 Ps approach. The 3 Ps, we have got what here? You must report on profits of the company. You must report about what you did for the planet. You must report about what here? You must report, ladies and gentlemen, about people. Any accountant who cannot really come and talk about how the organization has been good or bad to their people, internal people, first of all, in terms of wages, if you can't go ahead and defend a proposal where you are telling your board of directors, you know what, we made 100 billion in form of sales last year, but paying just 1 billion shillings to our people as wages and salaries, that's a bad area. I mean, what goes to employees as salaries and wages should be between 30 to 35%. Because you know the current CFO, the current finance manager is that finance manager who is able to look at things like motivation, customer acquisition, is that accountant who will be able to look at things which are beyond numbers. You know, you'll not get somebody who tells you these things, but you see it is a real thing on the ground. Sorry, my dogs today are making too much noise. I don't know, perhaps they haven't eaten. They are never given food at night, so don't worry. Perhaps it's because I'm really shouting. We shall overcome. But I hope you are able to hear me very well. Are you able to hear me very well? Are you able to hear me very well? We shall overcome, yes. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Even if you hear the two of us, a dog and Mwalimu here, ignore the dog. Ignore the dog. Ignore the dog. Thank you very much. So in this case here, you must be at the forefront of looking at the people aspect. Unakuta mwingine hata mshahara yake kujitetea ni problem. Wanataka kusema problem ni ISPAC. No, problem it is these accountants who are at these workplaces who are not able to value their human resources very well and tell people that, hey, if you don't pay this person like this, I'm seeing as losing a very powerful resource. So of course, as you look at their plight, what will happen to your plight as well? It will go up. It's something that I've seen at my workplace, right? So we must be sustainability trailblazers. Sustainability, we have said, it's all about the ESG framework. You know, it's either 3 Ps or ESG framework. ESG, we are looking at the environment, the social, and the governance. You must have heard of ESG model. For example, Safaricom is so good at this environmental sustainability reporting, right? Social, they are not very good in terms of how they pay their employees, but whatever small they pay, they are very prompt, and they're able to report that on their financial statements. So that accountant really will be able to have a big competitive edge, should be able to be a sustainability trailblazer. If you go to your workplace as an accountant and every morning, you're only talking about bank reconciliation, that is, you're only talking about income statement, nobody will be willing to pay you more than 100,000, nobody. That's number one. Number two, this guy must be an assurance advocate. You know, there are those accountants that are known outside here. There are those CFOs like Matt Nodur. These are guys who are known that the moment they join a particular company as a non-executive director, they are assurance advocates. It will be very rare of you hearing a firm where Matt Nodur, even Michael Joseph of Safaricom, chairman Safaricom, where those guys are, they are for sure assurance advocates. They're not guys in this case here will be able to condone theft. I know most of us as accountants, what do? We are so myopic. You only look at just what is immediate. If somebody comes and gives you an offer, he tells you that, hey, you know what? There is a 10 million Kenya shillings that is here, right? Tuko watu 10, lakini wewe utachukua 5 million 50% because you are a signatory. You will organize this money as a finance manager, and then as the 9 people will be able to do what you have to take. The other 5 million we share between ourselves equally. Stupid you accept because of the greediness that we have as human beings. Because you see, the moment I get this 5 million, straight away Prado, right? Not knowing that these guys are very bright than you by far. They're brighter. What will happen the first time watakuacha kula yote? After that, utakuwa unaambiwa we zungumza. Tunataka hii 100 million. So something that started off in a very small way cascades very fast and it becomes a very big thing that is uncontrollable. And at the end of the day, we'll go to prison. It is you, the accountant. And that is why, like the first class that I did mentorship to you for free, it was known as what here, personal finance. Because as an accountant, for you to be an assurance advocate, you must know how to live well within your means. For you to be able to assure people, for example, who are contributing their pension money to some fund. You know, at times we accountants, we are crazy. We are not good goalkeepers at our workplaces. People have entrusted you with their future retirement funds. And here you are, you're being cheated by people. Here you steal that money. You are attracting curses which will even go beyond your generation. So that accountant will be able to really be highly valued and paid quite a lot, must be an assurance advocate. Watu wanajua mali Eric Wanjoi yako, mali Joseph ako, mali Becky ako, hapo mambo yako sawa sawa, because as an accountant, this is a great goalkeeper. This is a great goalkeeper. So from there, we have a business transformer. I hope you guys know what we call business transformation. You see, like during Corona pandemic, so many companies drifted off their strategies. Corona forced these companies to get to losses. But if they had great accountants are supposed to be business transformers, even if there is a strategic drift through innovations and whatever, and a proper advisory to companies. For example, when a company gets like a profit of say 10 million, a good CFO will never allow 100% dividend payout. I've been privileged because I've been in some meetings where I see some accountants making arguments. Some of them will say that if you guys are even going to pay 80% of this money as what here as dividends, I would rather resign. That's a good assurance advocate. Because I mean, the future is quite bleak. The future is quite opaque. A good CFO should be able to say, no, it's my role to even convince shareholders. When I go to the AGM, I'll be able to tell these shareholders that, hey, you people take 50%. We are in quite tough, uncertain times. So that should we retain this money, and again, I'm working with my research and development team, we'll be able to come up with something like what Safaricom has. M-Pesa. I remember right now people can talk like the right Honorable Amolo Odinga. There is a time he came in 07, was it 07, and told people, resist. It wasn't 07, I think it was in 2012. Resist. And the people so much resisted. The companies that were recommended to them. Brookside is amongst those companies that really was hit so badly by the resist thing. But you see, Safaricom, in the same year, Safaricom's profits went up by over 10%. Why? It's because of the transformational nature of Safaricom. I want to believe in this case here, some of the accountants that we have at Safaricom are great thinkers. These are guys who are able to look at like how do we adopt what we call Michael Porter's cost leadership strategy. Everything is about saving. Everything we save, even if it's a penny here, a penny there, at the end of the day, whatever we save will be able to be channeled towards what innovation. And that is why I linked this with the sustainability trailblazer and told you that if you're an accountant here who does not know about the 3 R's, you are useless. Because under 3 R's, ladies and gentlemen, we normally talk over reuse, refuse, recycle. So mtu akitoka for example kazini anataka kubeba kitu. For example mtu amekuja kwa kazi anataka for example kama ni RCM Publishers, anataka for example certificate. Before nikuwekea envelope lazima nikuulize, is it possible you carry that thing the way it is? Ukicarry the way it is utakufa. Anakuambia no, I even have a bag. I've saved that cash for envelope. On top of saving the cash for envelope, I've saved the environment. Right? There are even students who will tell you no, because of the carbon footprints and whatever, just give me a soft copy. After all, nowadays people, not unless it's these small jobs, nowadays people love soft copies like that. So the concept is we must be able to use some of these strategies like the 3 R's. Refuse. Unasema mimi si baby na hiyo kitu. You're saving the company, you're saving the environment. Recycle. Kama ni papers, unasema papers lazima kuna ile rule. Unasema print on 2 pages. Kama moja umembakisha ijakuwa printed both, una reserve. Paka siku utapata print pande nyingine. Regardless of how big a company is, those are things, because we must be at the forefront of assuring all the stakeholders, including the shareholders, that their return is guaranteed. The return is guaranteed. You must be an assurance advocate for you to be able to come back to us and tell us, gentlemen, give me 2 million shillings a month, and we shall be able to do that, because you are a protector, you are a warrior, you are a shuja. From there, ladies and gentlemen, we have the data navigator and the digital playmaker. Data, remember, we are in the world of what here? Big data. Big data. So under big data, we would want you to do trend analysis, we would want you to do so many things. So at the end of the day, you must be very good in Excel. Digital playmaker, utapata mwanafunzi amemaliza CPA, aki hajawahi hata interact na SAP. Hajui SAP ni nini. Ukimwambia FICO kwa SAP, kwake hiyo ni Greek. Na hata kuandika, hata mwenye anakuandika kazi ati for 200,000 na ujui SAP, hafai, unamkula. Mwalimu naongea mbaya kweli, hebu niambie nini. Nikataze niongee vizuri. Nikataze niongee vizuri. Naongea mbaya kweli, hebu nikataze niongee vizuri. Nikataze niongee vizuri. And SAP, we don't teach SAP in RCM. If you want SAP, you go to Strathmore. If you want SAP, you go to Strathmore, because really that license, I've been trying to search to seek for the license, training license from these ERP providers, but most of them are becoming so tough on us. Like one of them told me to deposit with them 15 million Kenya shillings. And I don't want to use the software. I only want to use the training simulator, the training. So for those of you, for example, working with SAP or working with Oracle, if you can also talk to these people, because I'm very good in both. I would only want a small compartment of your software, right, to teach my students. After all, the moment I start teaching using your software, I'm a very good marketer. I'm so sure I'll be able to market your products, right? I'm so sure here there must be somebody who works for SAP or ERP or Oracle. Please, I would really want, right, to just be given login details, which will take me to the training environment, just that, for purposes of teaching my students. And I don't want the entire thing. For example, I wouldn't want the human resources. I wouldn't want, in this case here, the customer relationship software. No, I only want FICO, finance and the cost accounting part. Is there anybody who works for SAP, an SAP provider, or Oracle? Anybody who can help me push that agenda, please write there, yes. Not a company that, you know, if you're working for EABL, which is using, for example, some ERP, they can't allow you. I'm looking at the ERPs, the SAPs, vendors. Seems nobody, but it's something maybe in future, we need to see how you guys can contribute that 15 million, isn't it? Can contribute the 15 million through training with us, right? train with us, you give me like 20,000, other one 20,000, get 15 million, we procure that system. Although the features are too much, I even don't know what I'll use it for. Because that really, you know, an ERP system is an engine, is a great engine which needs these big organizations. It has got so much. So the same, when it comes to digital playmaker, you must be very good in ICT. And this is why I'm wondering, you will get some students really who are not able to see the future. A student who is not able to see the future, they are running to some physical colleges here to study in a physical classroom. In this era, and you want to become a savvy accountant, no wonder you still get people whose typing skills are still too low. Yuko mwingine ukimwambia andika jina Aura, anatafuta A iko wapi. Akiona ana smile. Anaanza kusahau anahitajika apate U. Tena R. Nona. And right now we need like there is one gentleman that I know with a CS of one of these big corporates. This guy mkiwa mnaongea hata mimi nimefika level ingawa sija practice CS sana. Anajua home keys AS F JKL semicolon. He knows it. So mkiendelea ku discuss board meetings, anaendelea ku type notes zake, akimaliza tu board hivi provide the discussed resolutions, etc, action agendas, etc, provide. So you know it's a skill you have to learn. So when you are studying using Zoom, you are able to type, you are able to, unajua unapata hata mwanafunzi anakuja kutumia Zoom hata hajui kumute. Now this is a tool of the future. So you need to start interacting with these things. And that is why as I finish this, ladies and gentlemen, if you look at my diagram very well, if you look at my diagram very well, here very well, you'll be able to see that for you to be able to penetrate the future and do quite a lot, there is what we call a learning evolution. A learning evolution for you to be able to have what we call skills, transformation. And that is why I read the signs of the moment, and I decided here to run away from all physical classes. I can never accept in this case here to teach you in any physical classroom setup. And since I adopted this, now I'm able to share my screen. I'm able to do so many things. Like now I'm able to teach from home. After here, I'm going to eat my dinner straight away. Things I could not do in those days. Masi anasema network. Perhaps, like kama umeinvest na Safaricom, like now I'm teaching some students from Lodwar. I'm teaching some students from Southern Sudan. Right? So I don't think really network is the problem. When I invest in Safaricom, you can invest in Safaricom is the better option. Or I buy bundles, no, I can buy bundles at 99, right? After kind of bundles at 200, still just save. The fees is quite little, and I believe, ladies and gentlemen, this is the way to go. Woi, nilikuja kupiga story, na mimi niko na class nyingine ya leadership. Okay, hata Telecom iko sawa chief, okay? Maybe Frederick unafanya kazi Telecom, I'm so sure. Yeah. So it has been a pleasure hosting you tonight. I think I'll be able to offer you another class for free. Ubanya mkwangi available, amuitanangi sana. But over the weekends, I would really need to mentor you because I've realized accountants wengi hapa, the only thing they're looking at ni kwamba ati hakuna jobs. Hakuna jobs namna gani? How comes as we are able to change jobs the way we want? Ukifungua kama nini yangu saizi LinkedIn, unakuta some of these firms zinataka kufanya headhunting. Why? It's because I'm exposed. Yeah. So such mentorship, I'm so sure it itawasaidia zaidi. And now that I'm not even charging you people, what is your problem? Why don't you be coming for this? Lakini for CPA classes, please msikasahau RCM Online College. RCM Online College is the biggest CPA college, which is offering its services throughout using these virtual platforms. So please, you need to hit us straight away. Our number is 0719 525 1000. 0719 525,000. Ukija kwetu, you will never be disappointed. Some of the students that are here, of course, are studying already with us. They're studying with us. Thank you very much, Cyrus. Great. 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 Yeah, we need this mentorship. Thank you very much. Advanced level tuko nazo zote, hakuna ila hatuna, tuko nazo zote. So otherwise, I'm supposed to be having a class right now. Please join us, and I'm so sure we shall overcome and take these things I'm telling you so seriously. You'll come to thank me later. Remember, I've taught so many people, like the CEO of KCB, the current CEO of KCB, Joshua Igara, was my student sometimes back. Those days I used to be young, but I saw exactly the route that they used. These guys embraced ICT. Like I remember his first job was in a hospital. This guy took in the job simply because he was so much ICT savvy. From there, he went to Bamburi Cement. He became a CFO there at a very young age. At the age of 32, he became a CFO KCB. 2 years down the line, he became the CEO of KCB, simply because he embraced ICT from the word go. And these guys knew the art of what here? Public speaking. This is another area that I would really want to talk about. Public speaking. Public speaking. Is public speaking a good thing? Public speaking. Because as an accountant nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, would want accountants who are at the forefront. Not accountants, we are no longer belonging to the back end. Nowadays, accountants are at the forefront. And at the forefront, as a warrior there, you have to be a very good public speaker. And that is why you need really to work on your public speaking skills. That is why I normally recommend, and I'm not marketing this by RCM, no. For public speaking, you join this particular club, which I always keep on telling you. I got my current job after a speech, yes. I wasn't interviewed, yes. Speaking, yes. Speaking, yes. So the club is called the Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a UK club which teaches people how to speak online, which teaches people on how to speak and speak efficiently, right? So it will be very important, ladies and gentlemen, for us to become members of Toastmasters. You only pay 1,000 bob a month. And if you look at, for example, people like Mukisa Kitui, Mukisa Kitui has been a Toastmaster for so long. Fred Ngatia, this lawyer of Uhuru Kenyatta, is a Toastmaster. And if you meet him at United Kenya Club, he's a member of United Kenya Club and the Capital Club, they'll tell you why they're putting a lot of emphasis in public speaking. It's because once you are a good public speaker, you don't need a lot of technical skills. Technical skills, people can easily do the technical stuff for you. Like I can have people in this case, like even the people that I work for, where I work, the people who work under me. These guys are super. They know systems. They're able to create numbers for me, but because they're not as confident as me, I'm the one in this case here to go and speak, make presentations before Wazungu, etc. I know when to go down. I know when to smile, right? So at the end of the day, who eats the bigger cake? It is the one who knows how to speak, the one who is confident. It's not even about grammar. It's about confidence. It's about, in this case here, knowing how to make use of simple things, right? Which will be taught so nicely at Toastmasters. How I wish I knew Toastmasters 10 years ago. I knew Toastmasters about 3 years ago, which is quite unfortunate. I'm now a Toastmaster. Yeah, so if you need information about Toastmasters, how do you join? You simply go to Facebook, like Facebook, you'll be able to get Nairobi Toastmasters. Nairobi Toastmasters, Nairobi Toastmasters. You don't have to be a member of a club. You'll come to United Kenya Club. United Kenya Club there, that's where they hold some of their physical meetings, but don't go for any physical meeting. But unless you want to be a member of United Kenya Club, don't go there for any physical meeting. Ask them to give you access to their Zoom. Nairobi Toastmasters, I'm a member there. You need to join me, and then we go head on debating with yourselves. So please, if there is anything that you need really to work on so much, it's like right now where we are headed towards, given this social media thing. For example, nikienda kama na hii speech yangu nawapatia hapa, nienda kama Facebook, sintauza kitu. I don't have even to be employed by anybody. So long as you're a good public speaker, you know exactly, or rather you know how to describe your products very well. In this social media platform, please invest in your public speaking skills and you'll come to thank me. 10 years down the line, you'll bring to me a black Mercedes Benz. Kama kuna roho mzuri. 10 years down the line, sema mwalimu nimekupatia, tuliongea naye siku ile, right? Public speaking, and that is why I always sympathize with students. Hata nikiwakuta kwa college, ati kazi yake anaongea na mother tongue, anaongea na Kiswahili. No. Kama mimi kitu kama mother tongue ni kitu ambacho nilitoa kwa akili yangu kabisa. Ushasikia nikiongea mother tongue? Is anybody here a friend of mine ashasikia nikiongea Kisii, nikiongea? Utawahi sikia. Hiyo vitu lisahau kabisa because ukiziongea inaleta accent. You may not know, but mimi najua. At the end of the day zinaleta accent. Unapata uko na shida ya P, uko na shida ya B. Unashangaa mbona? Okay, kuna moja hata pata hiyo accent, lakini wengi wanaongea zaidi, the more you get into that problem. So hivi tunasahau, hata kwa nyumba unasahau. Right? Ukienda Toastmaster, ukienda ushago gani hawajui Kiswahili siku hizi, kama mangu mzee anajua Kiswahili. Ushago gani? Pero ushago unaenda saa ngapi Oscar? Right now I've got so much. As a member of a committee services CIFA, director of one of these big companies. I'm teaching here full time. I have a full-time job. Ushago hakuna kuenda. Thank you very much. Let me go to another class. I jump on to another class. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye. See you later. See you over the weekend.